Welcome. Welcome, family. I'm back at the beach again. This is probably our last night here um, because of the fair. The fair. We went on ahead and got our tickets early, and we're just hanging out early at the beach for a while so the girls can enjoy their time in the water and stuff. Um, they love going in the water and sand, as they were bugging me yesterday so badly about going in the sand when I was trying to just enjoy the get my walk on. It's like exercise, just trying to get my walk on at the beach on the boardwalk. Yesterday, they wanted to be in the sand, so today they're in the sand and in the water. It's very beautiful. You can see that cloud, that sky. And you can see it's a lot of things going on. We can still go to the fair. We got it, like I said, we got our tickets early. So all we have to do is just relax and hang out at the beach, enjoy the water, watch the sunset. I like the beach. Sometimes I'm not always in the mood of getting wet and getting in the sand, but I'm gonna take y'all down here. Yesterday was kind of funny. I guess because of like they say, that it's true the freaks come out at night, but during the day it's pretty much less hassle. But at night it was just so crazy. I mean, there were brothers that were knocking us about, busting through, trying to bust through the crowd just to get to Pinky. It's just, it was crazy last night. It's a Saturday night, people drunk and stuff. So yeah, that's what to be expected. That's what I mean by chasing false light. But that when we look at it, it's all good because we got to know that a lot of things that we see that show up today is from the ancestors of yesterday. And if it's and it's a telltale sign of where we're headed. You know, my life, I've geared my life to going back to the time when uh, it was humble. Hey, that guy from Texas, humble beginnings, where I had to go get a pail of water. You know, I had to make the oils for my hair. I had to make I don't. I love that time. It's humble beginnings where I grow my garden and everything's fresh. You know what I'm saying? Everything's fresh by me. I'm just living on my own little island. I don't see anything wrong with that. See, that's what I'm trying to get to, Me and my man, So, you know, when I was in Bahrain, I learned and I saw a lot. There was this couple, they lived on the beach side. They had a little hut house, a beautiful home in Bahrain. It wasn't like beautiful, like extravagant, like luxury home or nothing like that, but you would call it a luxury home just by, I mean, it's by, I would say it was my luxury home to me because even though it was a hut house and it was on the beach in Bahrain, that was a beautiful place to be, you know. And it was a humble way of living, you know, a very humble way of living. I loved it. It was unique because they had to get the water and everything was, different from the city, even though, Bahrain is an island. But what I saw was fascinating to me. No, I wasn't a Marine. I was in the Navy. Yeah, I was in the Navy. Yeah, I was in the Navy. And it was some tough times. It was nothing. I mean, the pain I went through really isn't anything for me to really, for anybody to take that I'm bragging about my service, because it's really tough. It was really tough for me. It was really tough for me. Really tough. And almost, there was a time when I had to, and it was part of my awakening, I think. But like I was saying about the awakening, or my awareness of who I am. And in that awakening and awareness, we all have to get there. And it's created from our purpose. What are we here for? And if we are moving in the way that we are here for, then that's when we awaken. I think that's when we awaken. And I see, like I said about the brothers last night, that were out on the town, talking, you know, about I'm gonna leave my girl. I see so many yellow bones out here. That's that's what one said. Okay, a PO2. That's what I was, a PO2 in the Navy. Yeah, but he said I'm gonna have to leave my girl. That's what he said. The guy last night. They were just talking. I was like, the freaks come out at night, but when you come early and on a Sunday, it's a Sunday. It's more a conservative crowd like myself. So more of a, not all that party, get drunk and throw up in the middle of the concrete kind of crowd. But for the most part, you see all the hotels around here. It's really nice. It's a helicopter overhead. Hmm. But like I was saying, oh goodness. Oh, I done lost my train of thought. But like I was saying, we're coming back to a time when everything, when we look at what the Moors did when we came into this captivity, they did the same thing. They mixed and mingled, and ended up, you know, they ended up helping with our captivity by telling other people where the secret islands were. They told them all the information, but that was all meant to happen. Everything was meant to be. Everything that is meant to be. And that's the thing. A lot of people I follow, I think if that's one thing I would love to get across to a lot of the people I follow who talk about, you know, but that's their purpose too. So I can't intervene in that. I can't say they're wrong or right, because that's their purpose. We all serve a purpose. I serve my purpose. They serve their purpose, and we quote unquote the coons and the what they call the people that the the ones that dance a jig. They're doing their jobs. They're doing their purpose. We're all working in our purpose in tandem. And what nature will take its course. Nature will take its course. I was listening to one guy I follow. He's a preacher. And I'm suspicious that maybe he's the same one that, I don't know, they confronted me. I don't know. He's on my channel sometimes in the gym. I don't know. He's in a different state. That's why I'm like skeptical about that. So um, he was talking today about we got to be careful. We got to be careful. He was preaching today about something about the Satan, the man of perdition, or something like that, perdition. And we got to be careful because what we don't know about the language is it's coded and it's a trap. The English language is a trap. Now, I'm going to make this point because there were some girls that I made a comment on somebody's channel, somebody's video, and there were some girls that kind of ganged up on me on my way I was typing. But the whole thing about it is, she said that, what is this? I feel like I'm dyslexia. Is that on? I have a question. If she's dyslexia, feeling dyslexia by reading what I wrote, who has the problem, me or her? This English language, people got to stop taking so seriously, because if you have okay, this is a language where they separate words and call them curse words. Be careful what somebody gives you. They want to tell me that I'm unintelligent in how I was typing, but you're gonna admit to me that you can't read because you have because it make my writing gives you dyslexia. We have to be careful because this English language all is a curse words. It's nothing but curses. It's nothing but curses. And I say that because if somebody gives you a language and they tell you, no, these words are curses, and these people that are telling you this, you cannot believe and trust anything they really say. You know what I'm saying? uh, so my whole thing is, um, why are you trusting and believing anything they say if they're not honest people anyways? If you've seen them do things. For one thing, they took our languages away from us. They took us our ability to have rights, free rights to live, of life away from us, period. So, the whole thing with that is, why would you give them any credence? Why would you give them any validity when they come to you and they give you a language and they teach you a language that they can't even understand without rules in the language? And they want to tell us that everybody has rules in their language. So, but the whole thing is, we got to look at it this way. Maybe they have the problem in understanding reading and writing, so they have to have it a certain way so they can understand it clearly with their brain level. But that's how I see it. I'm sorry, but that's how I see it. I see it. If you need rules in speaking and language, then in a way it tells, and then you're going to tell people that there are certain words that are cut off and considered curse words. The whole language is a curse. When people speaking in this language is a curse. So we just have to, I really feel like if we examine what we say sometimes, then we can see, or how we can feel what a person's intentions are towards us and speaking in the language. You see, they took an offense to my what I was saying. So evidently they understood what I was trying to tell them. So the whole thing about it that was funny is they wanted to say, "Oh, you're this is ignorant," but the whole conversation is ignorant. The whole thing we're dealing with in this life, the people that we are under, is gave us and fed us ignorance. So I'm like, it's beyond me that our people don't see the nuances in things that we've been given, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, my goal is to live humble and to go back. That's why, you know, living on two or three, four different continents is important to me. Having that capability to live in different places and own property, is very important. People can't just. I met a guy when I was in the Navy, and he said that his goal was to have a house in different places, and he did that. Him and his wife and his family, they had home. They didn't have one home in one state. They had a couple of homes in different states. You know, so they can get up and live anywhere they want it. You know, so who said you are limited? Who did the I would wonder. I would like to tell me what if their God said you limited, because their God, I don't serve under their God. You know what I'm saying? But I'm sure they would say that, because it's you know they'll limit you. They'll limit you. And you know nobody wants to be limited. I know I don't want to be limited. So like I said, I want to be able to. Those are my dreams. And sometimes we gotta do other means to get to our dreams. You know, that's why my whole life, I always had a plan A, B, and C. See, I always had a plan A, B, and C. Um, my far as career was concerned, and you never really stop it at that. You never stop it at that. But it's very important to always have backup plans. In case one thing doesn't work, the other thing will work. That keep you going, never giving up. But sometimes you take a real hit. Like I said, in my military career, I took a big hit because I didn't want to. I didn't want to end. I didn't want it to end. You know, I had a fear of it ending. And sometimes, what I learned the hard way is the thing you fear is the thing that will happen to you, because you're so focused on that fear, and you're trying to work hard to prevent that fear. But the whole thing is, this is all a life lesson. I wasn't supposed to be where I was trying to be. I wasn't supposed to be in that place. No matter how hard I wanted to push and force it to happen, it wasn't meant to happen the way I wanted it to happen. So nature took its course, and of course, with the help and support of the unseen world, because at the same time I was trying to figure out, well, what is all this? Why do I feel and sense like I have? What are the people speaking to me? What is this about? And then all of a sudden I was standing by the ships, and we started hearing a siren sound from the sky. We just heard it. Me and my friend was standing out there and we heard a siren sound. And we were talking and we was like, what is going on? We were by the pier in the parking lot and we just heard, that noise that people been talking about that comes from the sky. We heard that day. And I was like, what is it, music? And of course, I never really paid attention. Only time I paid attention to YouTube was for school. I didn't really pay attention to it any other, for any other thing. I used it for school research and stuff like that. So I didn't know about the sirens that was, and I really felt like that was very spiritual when that happened. So, um, like if it was to happen right now, it would just be unbelievable. We could, it's something about the ocean, about the water. Definitely something about the water. But like they say, it's kind of like an ocean up above us as well. So, but you know, we got a lot of culture issues, but there's a reason for our cultural issues. There's a reason. Once I explain my situation, I hope nobody takes an offense to my experiences and what I've heard and what I've seen. But I'm gonna tell a story about my great grandparents and my on both sides. Like I said before, I have on my grandmother's side, my great grandparents were both mixed, were both biracials. My grandmother's mother and her father were both biracial. My grandmother's mother had a white dad and a black Native, black Native American mother. Her father was didn't know his mother or his father. He never knew them. He was given up as a child, but he was biracial. And they married each other and they raised my grandmother and her all her sisters and her brothers. And um, I looked just like my grandmother. I came out just like my grandmother, like a split image of her. Split, and me and her were very, very close. I was very, very close to my grandmother. Now, my grandfather, his side of the family, they were very dark skinned people. Beautiful skin, beautiful hair. I think my great grandfather, he had like a wavy, curly, but he was very dark skinned. And he had wavy, curly hair. And he looked like he could be Blackfoot Indian or something. And his wife, she may have been, she could have been, her people could have been from Africa. Her people could have been from Africa. Or she could have been Blackfoot Indian too. I don't know. Or it could have been both. So, um, ooh, there's a dolphin. Oh, y'all see that dolphin? Either a dolphin or a shark. Either a dolphin or a shark out there. But the whole thing was the family had like colorism issues, and they really didn't. From what I learned, they really didn't accept my grandmother for a minute. You know, I don't know why, because you know they were black, black people. Because my grandmother's sister, one of her sisters, were dark skinned. So And I remember that sister real well because she was still alive when I was young. And she would always hang out with me and my grandmother. And we would always go to the, you see the dolphin? And we would go to the grocery store with her all the time. Hey, China, come on. Where y'all going? Y'all ready to go to the fair? There's a dolphin. There's a dolphin. Y'all see the dolphin? Right there. You see it? See the fish? That's a dolphin. Well, if it's a shark, what are you doing in the water? You see, the sun is setting now. But that's my story. And, but that's my story, you know. Uh, and we know that it's all because of programming, the mentality that we've had to endure here. This it's the mentality we've had to our people had to endure, and unfortunately got passed down generation to generation. And that's something culturally that we really need to break. I feel that's something culturally that we really need to deal with, and we need to all love ourselves unconditionally. Because it's you can see the fair over there. Oh, you said I might have Gullah Geechee? Yeah, I might. You know what they did? I think, I know that my my mom's grandmother from my aunt, she was taken from somewhere because they traveled. She told them that when they were kids that she traveled on the wagon to Kentucky, and I don't think she knew her mom and dad. I think she knew her mom and dad, or maybe was kidnapped from her mom and dad. But I've also had people tell me that she was from Trinidad. But I don't know how true that story was, or that I don't. I got to look at their research or see what they who brought that up. But she was with a man that was probably looking white or passing white or was white. I'm not for sure if it was a whole white man, because our people, we're light skinned, but we're black light skinned. We're not like biracial. Even though sometimes people say I look, but that, I don't know. My father, I've been told that he was biracial. So, like I said, that's hard to, I don't have the answers to really make that factual, make anything about that factual. So I don't know. Um, but I do suspect, I just suspect, you know, but we got to be something around here, you know, uh, from the, from the, from my grandmother's side of the family. But my grandfather's side of the family, yeah, they could be Gullah Geechee. They could be definitely Gullah Geechee, because Carolinas are not far from Kentucky, and I already know that my auntie, her husband, my cousin's father, he was from the Carolinas, you know. So you never know. You never know. You never know. I wish, that's why I say it's important that we talk to these 100-year-old, you don't let people go by the wayside. You take care of your elders, and they'll take care of you with information and knowledge. That's why I would never, ever neglect an elder. If there's one, I need to start looking up because I need to get questions answered. I have so many. There's so many questions that we can get answers to if we go to these hundreds and something year olds, and a lot of them still in their right minds. They can tell you stories. There was one lady that would tell me stories, and she would just have me busting out crying. Her stories about her life, her life. And I mean, it was just sad for me to see those times go, because she actually pulled me into the moments, her memories. And and like I said, it's just when you see how a person ends up, she no longer was with her husband. Her husband had passed. So it was really, really sad story to me. I think he passed away early too. But she was pretty much doing things on her own. She still drove a car. She raised her nephew, who did not ever really come back to her. I guess, I don't know. Even though she raised them, and but my thing is with the boys, when they grow up to be men, you will see them very seldom as a mother. You would see them very seldomly, because they ones to go out and start their own lives and get into their own lives. I've seen it in the military. That's why I know. There's some men that won't talk to their moms for a long time, or whoever raised them for a long, long time, because they're living their life. You know, they're not a bird in a nest anymore. They're out creating a world for themselves, a family. So, and that's what you would expect of a man. So, um, and that's what happens to me too often. But you do expect them to come and see how you're doing, and those things. See you before you pass, but sometimes it just doesn't happen that way. We all make different choices. We have to, but in those choices, there's consequences, and we have to live and stand behind those and live with that, consequences. And that's the thing. Nothing is free. It's not do what you want and think you don't have nothing to answer to, because what happens is the law of nature, the law of the universe, whatever you want to call it, and then my arts are within us. And you can go out here and you can slum, or you can chase, like those guys were doing like yesterday, false light, but you have to live with those consequences. You have to live with those decisions that you made. We have to live with those decisions. And some decisions are fatal. Some decisions are life lessons. We get to learn from them and move on and go a different direction, or we can, and some will have us stagnant, and others will have us going on our road to our purpose, you know, and awakening because we're doing something in balance, in tandem. So, uh, ain't that beautiful? I have to. Whew, it's getting late. I think it's about time we head on to the fair over there. They have a seafood restaurant right there. And that's why I was seeing all these people on the pier yesterday. It was so far. It was all the way down there. They're supposed to have that play tonight, but I don't know if we're gonna make it. We might. Like I said, we gotta be careful. Like I said, 1619, I don't know much about the play, but if it's this multicultural thing, then they got us in a perpetual spell. And from what I seen that guy doing last night, he held his hand up to the girl's hand, and I guess that means they're united, black and white. I don't know, but that could be a curse too. And yeah, take it. We gotta be careful what we do. What we say, and if a lot of these people that write these things. Can I have something? Yeah, take it. I have sandy hands. I know. Don't shake it all over the place, girl. They write them to be a curse. They do it on purpose, intentionally, so we can be cursed. But their curses hold no power. That's why they need us to do those. But we need to just let everything ride out and let it be what be, because we're not going to be able to change it anyways. So basically, when I saw when we think about the dark ages, we got to recognize that the dark ages was a time when we were free, and it was a time when they fell back into the slums, back into the slums way of life. And that's what we see sometimes, um, and what I saw last night. So that was a good thing, because we can just see the signs and see what's going on and see what time we're in, and see what nature is taking its course in. You see. And Saki, Jean Saki, uh, Biden spokeswoman, correspondent, um, she got a little catty this yesterday. I think it was yesterday. Yeah, she actually put makeup on and everything. And she said Haiti will be getting some seen. She said Haiti will be getting seen. And I was like, aha, that's part of it. They want to control. And then I thought, I feel like she didn't like that video I did of her. So she decided to put some makeup on, make herself look darker, and come back strong in her energy. And she did that. She came back strong in her energy and had me like, whoa, what is going on? She changed her tune real quick when she saw the video. I think she had to seen the video I did in it. But if you go back and watch that video, I wanted to show it tonight on here, but I'm out. I'm not with my computer. I might show it tomorrow morning of her looking different with makeup on, and it was Friday, I think it was, that she did that, or either it was Saturday, and then talking about the whole thing, but being not anxious like she was at the beginning, but being more in control, like she was in control of everything, like she had more control, grasping. And then the way she had the makeup on spoke volumes to me, because makeup, they'll tell us the history of makeup and make it like we used it to lighten our skin, but that's a lie. That's a lie. Because back then we knew what it represented to be light. So we knew what it meant to be without color. So we had as much color. You would have seen a lot of pale-faced people in Egypt. You didn't see that. You did not see that. So they loved the skin that they were in. Like I love the skin that I'm in.
Mommy, look at me.
Mm-hmm. Yep, like I love the skin I'm in, and wouldn't change it for the world. Well, let me get ready to close out, and thank you, that guy from Texas, for being here and enjoying this beautiful day with me out here. Uh, like I said, like I feel, like I know, all of this is going to be returned back to us one day. And the whole place, it's headed that way, because deterioration. We can see. I always talked about. Remember my videos before? I always talked about degradation, and there's another word. Yeah, degradation, and us going, well, them going down, 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 and that's what this system and its people. That's what's going to happen. That's their destiny, because of all the suffering. You can't have people suffer under you and think that nothing's going to pull you down. That's the way I see it. So thank you, that guy from Texas, and people in the clouds. Until next time, always remember true love, real peace, and the higher self within the soul.
Mommy!
Peace.